ओके सो रिकॉर्डिंग
सो
स्टार्ट है, लाइव है। सो ईट स्लीप ड्रिंक क्रिकेट पे स्वागत है। आई थिंक 3-4 महीने के बाद ही मिल रहे हैं। 19 नवंबर का वो हार, वो
हाँ हाँ।
दर्द जा नहीं रहा। वो दर्द,
हाँ सही बात है।
कुंडेल कुंडेल के वो दर्द आ रहा है। मुझे नहीं पता।
हाँ इस
तो पहले तो मैं आपको वेलकम करता हूँ भास्कर, आप बड़े दिन
हाँ
बाद आए हैं तो आपको वेलकम करते हैं। और फिर हमारे
हम्म,
स्टार प्रचारक अभिजीत दास
हाँ
ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं 2-3 मिनट में।
हाँ।
और
वो जब आएंगे तो उनके लिए गाना रखा हुआ है मैंने, तो आने के बाद मैं गाऊंगा वो। ठीक है, क्योंकि इतने दिन
नहीं
हो गए ना।
नहीं, हाँ सही बात है, गाने होने चाहिए। नहीं
हाँ।
लेकिन मेरा सवाल ये था कि हम मेन मुद्दों पे जाने से पहले कि ये
हम्म
रील्स पे आ रहा है। मेरे को तो बार बार आ रहा है। आप मानोगे नहीं, मुझे रील्स में हाइलाइट्स आता है 19 नवंबर का, ट्रेविस हेड का
हम्म।
ये, हमने कौन से ये खोए, वो विराट कोहली का विकेट, और सबसे ज्यादा तो रोहित शर्मा का टर्निंग पॉइंट करके।
नहीं,
तो
मुझे नहीं आ रहा। मैं अवॉइड, शायद मैं ज्यादा देखा नहीं तो मुझे नहीं आ रहा है। बट
अच्छी बात है।
मैं आई
मैं
आई
कह रहा
गॉट ओवर इट।
हूँ
इंटरेस्ट थोड़ा चला गया था, बट इट्स स्टिल लाइक it hurts a lot. But I'm still glad that India did not win the toss and bat first, field first. क्योंकि मुझे, I still believe India had the best chance to win. If India had scored 200, 300, like another 50, 60 runs, India would have won. 47 for 3, say India wouldn't have chased it down. Anyway, that's besides the point. We have won a great test series 4-1. Okay.
हाँ, तो
And
आते हैं उस पे। नहीं नहीं, मुद्दों पे तो आते हैं। तो मैं पहले एक ब्रेक डाउन कर दूं। तो ये पार्ट 1 और पार्ट 2 पे डिवाइडेड है। तो पार्ट
हाँ।
1 पे हम मेजरली डिस्कस करेंगे टेस्ट सीरीज के बारे में। हम टेस्ट सीरीज के बारे
हम्म,
में, इंडिया वर्सेस इंग्लैंड का टेस्ट सीरीज, वुमेन्स
हम्म,
प्रीमियर लीग, जो मुझे लगा कि भाई मतलब सबसे अच्छा जबरदस्त गया वो,
हम्म,
उस पर बात करेंगे। और तीसरा हम आईपीएल का छोटा सा प्रीव्यू देके फिर विल मूव टू द पार्ट टू पूरा आईपीएल पे ही डिस्कशन कि कैसा जाएगा, और हम लोगों का फॉरवर्ड, और हम क्या सोचते हैं,
हम्म,
सब के बारे में डिस्कस किया जाएगा। ठीक है।
हम्म,
तो पहला, भास्कर, मैं आपको स्पॉट पे डालता हूँ और आपसे जानना चाहूंगा कि आप इंडिया वर्सेस इंग्लैंड के टेस्ट सीरीज को कैसे देखते हैं। ये विन कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है। और चलो, आप आ ही गए तो पहले अभिजीत को भी वेलकम कर लेते हैं, क्योंकि वो एडमिट हो गए हैं तो आ गए। अभिजीत दा, तो
तो
तो फिर पहले एक मिनट, वो तो अपना, हाँ आ गए, अभिजीत आ गए।
इनके
अभिजीत
लिए जो गाना
बोलो।
था वो,
नहीं नहीं नहीं, पहले
इनके लिए
वेलकम, पहले वेलकम तो करें।
हाँ हाँ,
आइए
वेलकम
आइए
वेलकम
अभिजीत,
वेलकम।
वेलकम। यार अभिजीत, आपको एक बात बताना जरूरी है। हम में से सबसे सीनियर
हाँ
आदमी ये भास्कर है, लेकिन हमें चिढ़ाने के
हाँ
लिए ये अपने बाल को कंगालते ऐसे से कंगाल रहे हैं,
हाँ
ये
हाँ,
दिखाने के लिए कि हम
नहीं नहीं,
हमारा हेयरलाइन नहीं है करके। मतलब
मैं सबसे
इस
सबसे
बात,
सीनियर नहीं हूँ
ये
मैं।
बात,
मैं पट्टू से
ये
छोटा हूँ।
ये 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 बात याद आ नहीं भाई। आत्मा से आदमी सीनियर होता है ना, उस हिसाब से बोल रहा हूँ। उस हिसाब से तो
क्या
मतलब अभी
बात है। अरे
अभी
ये
अभिजीत
जबरदस्त
अभिजीत तो,
कमबैक था।
हाँ अभिजीत तो टीनेजर है।
हाँ,
चलिए
तो
चलिए चलिए। तो
तो उन तो
मैं टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करूंगा अभिजीत। मैं ऑलरेडी इंट्रोडक्शन दे चुका हूँ। एक ही चीज था कि हम इसको डिस्कस करने के लिए एक इंडिया वर्सेस इंग्लैंड के टेस्ट सीरीज को डिस्कस करेंगे। फिर जबरदस्त वुमेन्स प्रीमियर लीग पे जाएंगे। और फिर पार्ट 2 पे जाएंगे जहां पे आईपीएल की बात होगी। ठीक है। तो मेरे साथ बने रहें, और जरा टाइम का आप देखें, मेरे मेरे इशारों को समझें। जो भी कर रहा हूँ उसको जरा मैं मतलब रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा। ये तो अपने साथ कुछ जूस वूस भी लेके आए हैं,
हाँ,
भास्कर। चलिए
जूस नहीं
बढ़िया
है
है।
वो, दैट्स समथिंग कॉल्ड एज उरक,
चलिए पहले
जो
गाना
गोवन
प्रस्तुत
ड्रिंक है
कीजिए।
वो।
हाँ मैंने पिया है।
हाँ हाँ, तो अभिजीत आ गए तो उनके लिए जो गाना था वो ये गाना है। शहर में चोर है, कौन ये चोर है, शहर में शोर है, कौन ये चोर है, वापस यहाँ फिर आ गया ये चोरों का चीफ, रिटर्न ऑफ द जूल थीफ, रिटर्न ऑफ द जूल थीफ।
अच्छा इसी मूवी का गाना है, देवानंद वाली मूवी का गाना।
ये रिटर्न ऑफ द जूल थीफ का गाना है ये।
अगर आपने वो रिटर्न ऑफ ज्वेल थीव नहीं गाया होता तो मैं पहले यही पूछता था कि गाना कौन सा है भाई। चलो
तो anyway,
अभिजीत आप,
हाँ,
चलिए आप, पहले मैं भास्कर से शुरू करूंगा। वो गोवन ड्रिंक पीते
हाँ,
पीते बताएंगे कि इस टेस्ट सीरीज के बारे में
हाँ।
क्या सोचते हैं। व्हाट डज इट मीन टू इंडियन क्रिकेट, ये आपसे पूछना चाहेंगे।
Okay, it means a lot. The only disappointing thing about this test series for me is Virat Kohli missing 5 test matches in a row. A person whom we are looking at maybe getting close to Sachin, getting close to 15,000 runs, playing 200 test matches, cannot afford to miss 5 full test matches, that too at home at this point in time in career. Of course, there are more important things in life. So that was the only thing I would say which was a bit disappointing. But for that, there were a lot of gains, lots and lots of gains. I think, of course, the biggest gain is the wicket-keeper batsman whom we found in the last few games. So Jurel was probably the biggest gain. Kuldeep Yadav bowling brilliantly. And Ashwin, who looked like out of touch in the first couple of games, coming back and ending up with being the highest wicket taker again in the series. Ashwin and Jadeja were the 2 top wicket takers. I think, am I right? Or was it
No,
Bumrah was more than Ashwin?
Hartley, I think, has quite
No,
a
no,
lot.
I'm talking about Indian
Okay.
bowlers.
So
So again, Ashwin and Jadeja stood up.
जडेजा दोनों 19 पे ही थे, दोनों
19
ने
पे हैं, और I think Bumrah was some 20,
17
21. Okay. So anyway,
17
so yeah, so still, so we still see the same bowlers coming up. So I think bowling has been brilliant. We've been a great bowling side for the last 5, 6 years. Batting was a worry. I hope we have found 2 world-class batsmen, and one is obviously, surely, he's already up there, Yashasvi Jaiswal, and I think Sarfaraz should get there. There's no reason why he shouldn't be a world-class player. It's not just about playing in tough conditions. We also need players who can dominate in flat tracks. See, if you see what makes Virat Kohli, Sachin Tendulkar superior to, say, VVS Lakshman or Virendra Sehwag, they were all great in difficult conditions also. But Virat Kohli and Sachin have that one notch higher than, say, Sehwag or Lakshman or Cheteshwar Pujara, is because they also dominate on flat wickets. They make it count on flat wickets. They also score in difficult conditions. That's what differentiates the absolute all-time greats like Sachin, Ponting, Dravid, Virat Kohli, Graham Smith, Steve, sorry, uh, Steve Smith, with
Alistair Cook.
players like VVS Lakshman and uh, others, Justin Langer and Matthew Hayden. That's the main difference. So I think that's where I think we should not just say Sarfaraz is only a flat track player. If he makes it really count big on flat tracks, that also will count. And hopefully, if he can get some reasonably decent scores in difficult conditions, I think he would have done his job. Rajiv.
तो ठीक है, मतलब आप प्लेयर सेंट्रिक बात की है आपने। अभिजीत, मैं क्वेश्चन को थोड़ा सा, आप भी प्लेयर सेंट्रिक बोले, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट सीरीज क्या है, महत्व क्या है सीरीज का विन का, ये आपने व्हाट्सएप पे हम सबको बताया, आप दोबारा बता सकते हैं हमें?
So, first of all, the most important thing is we are number 1 in the WTC table, and we are very likely favorites to make it to 3 finals in a row, which no country has been able to match so far. ठीक है, हमने WTC final नहीं जीता है, but consistency is unmatchable. Even Australia hasn't made it to all the finals. And second of all, in this process, हमने England को push कर दिया number 8. 8 out of 9 test playing nations, England are number 8. Okay, all these baseball hype and all, ultimately the ranking is number 8. That is the reality. Uske alawa, I think from a team point of view, while Bhaskar covered most of it, I think I'll just add a couple. But I think Kuldeep Yadav's batting was a very big revelation. He batted a lot like Ishant Sharma used to bat. I will not give my wicket away cheaply, which I think a lot of our players need to learn, that I will not give away my wicket cheaply. Compared to, like, say, a Shami आता है, तो पहले ये उमेश यादव पहली बॉल से 6 मारने का कोशिश करता है. He was not like that. I think that was a gain which is not spoken about much. The team spirit and the team camaraderie is maybe at an all-time high. I have never seen an Indian team which had seniors missing. Let's face it, हमने England, let's say a baseball team, hyped baseball team को face किया at home, losing the first test without Kohli, without Pant, without Jadeja, Bumrah, Rahul in all or some of the games. That is your top 6 of your top 11 players. Uske alawa, we smashed them 4-1. So that was massive, and I think a lot of credit goes to the captaincy as well as the team mein jo mahol tha. When Jaiswal was reaching his 200, we saw Sarfaraz also raising both hands and celebrating and running. I think that is because this is a team where team mein bahut changes हुए थे from the first test day 1 to the 5th test day 5. Many players were coming in, and uske bawajood keeping the team together is a tough task, especially the way the first 2 tests went. In fact, I remember first, and I agree with Bhaski, the bowling was great, the batting was a problem. First test we didn't lose because of Oli Pope. We lost because chasing 240, we were 120 for 7. So the batting is was still an issue. And one of the negatives of this trip is that I think Bhaski also pointed it out, is that none of our batsmen got a big 100. Gill, apart from Jaiswal, I would expected a Gill or somebody else to reach a 170, 180, big 100, daddy 100 isko bola jata hai. I think they didn't get that, and that was a disappointment. I think Pujara in these circumstances, a peak Pujara would have picked up a couple of double hundreds also in this series, or Virat or somebody like that. But apart from that, I think everything went smooth and fine in the series. I think that Ishan Kishan Shreyas Iyer thing was avoidable, to say the least. But hey, everything will be forgotten tomorrow, because all the players who were missing till yesterday are all going to feature from tomorrow onwards. So, and one more thing which you had told once in WhatsApp is that this series has made us forget 19th November, which is a fact. That 19th November memory wasn't going away easily. Rajiv.
एग्जैक्टली मैं यही बोलने वाला था कि सबसे बड़ा गेन मुझे तो पर्सनली यही लगा कि वो 19 नवंबर का जो घाव था, उस वुंड को सहने के लिए यही था. बट आई विल टेल यू द टॉप 3 फॉर मी. आई 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 कंकर विद दिस थिंग कि कुलदीप ने अपने बैटिंग पे एक ही पुट अ प्राइस ऑन इट. एंड देन यू रिमेंबर व्हेन ही केम वॉकड इन एज अ नाइट वॉचमैन, आई सेड दैट दे आर ट्राइंग देयर लेवल बेस्ट टू इंश्योर कि वो उसकी बैटिंग कहीं ना कहीं रहे. And that night watchman का innings ensured कि वो next test में जुरेल के साथ he could get that partnership going. So I think it was a big gain. Jaiswal I think is now, मतलब वो he's arrived. तो उसको हर फॉर्मेट में प्ले कराओ, he will deliver the goods. He is the star. कोई इशू नहीं है. We also spoke about Gill also. Gill का एक मतलब we thought कि वो कहीं पीछे हो रहा है, but he came back and he was there in the final game for while chasing, and also वो एक बड़ा ये बनता है, gain बनता है. And then I also found कि रोहित शर्मा जो in South Africa he was just not there at all. And then the first T20 is in Afghanistan. It started with the third T20I. You remember वो अंपायर को बोला, अरे वीरू तूने क्या मेरे को ये लेग बाय रन नहीं बन रहा, तू मेरे को ये नहीं कर रहा करके. on the step back it came, right? So he started to feel कि यार मुझे कहीं ना कहीं निकलना है इससे. And then he guided all these youngsters together, got everybody together and got a performance out of them. So great thing. One question I wanted to ask, which is your favorite memory of a couple of favorite memories? So I started speaking about it, that's why I'm coming. Abhijit, आपसे start करता हूँ. Any favorite memory in this England India series? Couple of things which you really found it very,
I think
very
number one will be Dhruv Jurel. I think we have unearthed the diamond. That is number one. Number two is that Bumrah's spell, I think, in the defining second or third test, where Bumrah can be injured, but he'll be injury prone, but he can still turn a test match within a session. I don't think there are too many bowlers in the world who can do that. For me, those would be the top two. See, because Jaiswal, I have to put a rider on Jaiswal. Mayank Agarwal, when he started his career, he had similar numbers. Dot as what Jaiswal has today. So we will have to wait and see.
Hey, fair enough. Good point. भास्कर, आपका कोई दो top 2-3 कोई favorite memories क्या अच्छा लगा मतलब?
Yeah, see, Dhruv Jurel and Shubman Gill partnership, getting India through tough situation, and that innings by Shubman Gill, which was like we are celebrating Jurel, but we shouldn't forget that innings by Shubman Gill, because he came one down. He was the one who played till the very end. So that was probably one of the very, very tough knocks, which we never used to see. Like before VVS Lakshman came about, our greatest players wouldn't play such a knock. Maybe Vishwanath and Gavaskar played in those earlier days, but when we were growing up, we would see such struggles in those. The greatest of players, we had Tendulkar, Dravid, Ganguly, Azharuddin. All of them used to struggle. The only one who started showing us how to do it was VVS Lakshman. Isn't it? So now I think that was probably the number one moment for me. Both Dhruv Jurel and the Shubman Gill partnership. Of course, Ashwin getting to 500 wickets. I think 500 wickets is like probably almost as great as getting 10,000 or 12,000 test runs. I don't know where would you rate it, how many runs, but probably around 10,000 runs. So I think that's absolute one of the great achievements. I think he's up there with McGrath and the who else is there in 500? Nathan Leon, that range. So that's a great achievement. Now, of course, Jaiswal getting 700 and odd runs. That happens very, very rarely. 774 runs on a debut series. is what we remember. In 4 Test matches, Gavaskar got it in 71 in West Indies. Of course, it was not the greatest of West Indian teams bowling attacks, but he got 774 runs. So I think getting 700 runs is a huge thing. We have to remember Sachin has not even got 500 runs even once in any series. Of course, he didn't get a chance to play 5 Test match series. He did play 3 5 Test series. He played a few 4 Test series, but he has never got 500 runs. Dravid has got it. Kohli has got it a couple of times. So I think that's a great achievement. Getting 700 runs is no joke. Rajiv.
So for me,
Bhaskar, there is a rider on that, because in our era of in this century, when we started dominating Test cricket, or rather from the 90s onwards, the opener getting the chances are higher, because by the time Kohli comes or Tendulkar comes to bat, there's a Dravid who would have already scored a century, or Sehwag would have already scored a century. So chances thoda kam hota rehta. And it's a fact that 5 Test series bahut kam khela hai that generation.
The thing is, Dravid did it in England and Australia. And
Absolutely.
Kohli also did it in Australia, if I'm right. So I think that's a great achievement, because we used to lose wickets in the first over, second over itself when Dravid was batting. And even when Kohli made it, I think he used to come in quite early.
So I'll tell you, Tendulkar got to around 480 or 490 runs in the 2008 Australia series. So at Adelaide, they were thinking that this is the first time he'll go past 500. And then Sehwag played and he got run out. Chance था उसका उसमें 490 था उसका 490
494
हाँ तो उसका कुछ था तो यही. So anyways, I mean, these all things happen, and I think few records will be made by few people and few will be made by few people. आप ये सोचो कि टेंडुलकर ने 500 नहीं बनाया, तब भी उसने सबसे ज्यादा रन बनाया, तो हर सीरीज में रन बनाया. तो हर सीरीज में रन बनाया उसने.
The thing is, he didn't get too many 5 Test series. That's the main reason. He played just three 5 Test series in his life. One was when he was an 18-year-old in 91, 92. The other one in West Indies
Australia.
in 2002 West Indies in 2002, which India lost 2-1. Mervyn Dillon in that series. Correct. And he played one more 5 Test series against
I don't recall.
England या Australia ही होगा.
England.
नहीं Australia के साथ 4
छोटा मोटा teams.
England in 2002, that Parthiv Patel series. I think that series is what
three. Anyways, I mean, we can keep saying. I'm just saying कि मेरे लिए तो सबसे यादगार तो बुमराह का वो स्पेल था, क्योंकि उसी ने मैच इंडिया को वापस लेके आया. Because there was some confidence issues. They did not expect the first test to lose. Ollie Pope आया और उसने पता नहीं what he did. I think it was one of the best overseas batting for a long time by an overseas player.
Yes, I got it. The third 5 Test series Sachin played was 2011 after the World Cup win in England.
Yeah, that's what. So by that time,
Sadagopan Ramesh series. No, sorry.
No.
Abhinav Mukund series.
Abhinav Mukund series. Gautam bhi, Gambhir bhi gaya light test.
I think that also was it a 4 Test series? I don't know. He played 3 5 Test series. Anyway,
नहीं, we have to see. Alistair Cook उसमें कुछ 295 कुछ बनाया उसने एक टेस्ट में. ये वही सीरीज है जिसमें वो
4-0 we lost. No, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, 4-0 है. So Ian Bell को रन आउट किया. वो वाला सीरीज है प्रवीण कुमार ने. जब इंग्लैंड ने अपने रूल्स जैसे बैसबॉल रूल है, उस टाइम पे भी अपना रूल बनाया कि आपको रन आउट करने से पहले हमें बता के रन आउट करना चाहिए करके. You remember? इंग्लैंड का मतलब उनका बढ़िया उनका रूल, वो अपना रूल खुद बनाते हैं यार. मतलब you have to say इंग्लैंड का मीडिया और इंग्लैंड का ये वो अपना रूल खुद बनाते हैं कि हमसे पूछ के रूल बनाओ.
And one more thing in the Test series we shouldn't forget is the contribution of Ravindra Jadeja. He has scored 100. He has taken a 5-wicket haul. I think he keeps coming back and he keeps delivering.
Yeah, he's there. मतलब वो तो करता ही रहेगा. Goat है वो, क्या है? Goat.
Yeah. So he and Ashwin, like you see, I am Ravi Indran, you are Ravi Chandran.
Yeah.
Me se vechama Ravi Indran, me se vekadama Ravi Chandran.
So on that note, I'd like to add one small performance which excited me a lot was Akashdeep in that first test, day on day 4. Okay. In fact, if you see the series, that was a last good spell from a pacer in the 4th and the 5th test. उसके बाद ना सिराज को विकेट मिला, ना आकाशदीप को मिला. बुमराह को भी कोई विकेट नहीं मिला. I don't think Bumrah got any wicket in the fifth test
Yeah,
also.
if at all you want to see a
उसको
disappointment, I think
मिला
Siraj
दो विकेट मिला,
was
2
one
विकेट मिला है.
major disappointment, I think.
नहीं बट
Okay.
सिराज
I
भी
mean, they would have won. But what
सिराज भी
Akashdeep did that
राजकोट.
first day morning,
नहीं आप कंप्लीट कीजिए.
exactly, वो जिताया था. राजकोट टेस्ट में he was deadly.
4 विकेट्स लिया था फर्स्ट
Akashdeep
इनिंग्स
is
में.
day first session.
हाँ, when these guys जब डंकेट ने
Yes.
इतना मारा था, नेक्स्ट डे दे केम बैक, देयर वाज ओनली अ 200 रन डेफिसिट, सडनली वो आके 4 विकेट्स ले लिया. हमारा हर बॉलर परफॉर्म किया भाई, हमारा हर बॉलर ने परफॉर्म किया. एंड द डिफरेंस वाज दैट गिल वाज रेडी टू पुट हिज फुट डाउन एंड से कि मैं कुछ करके दिखाऊंगा. एंड देन जुरेल वाज ऑब्वियसली समथिंग आउट ऑफ द ब्लू. वी गॉट अ जेम आउट ऑफ जुरेल. उसने
and one go sorry.
Yeah, बोलिए ना.
One good decision India took was to leave out Akshar Patel after the first game, because I think
Yeah.
just
Oh yeah.
keeping a player for his bowler for his batting, and it was like very similar to Ajit
Doesn't
Agarkar.
make sense.
Agarkar kept playing that England series because he was scoring runs and he was hardly taking wickets. Lords में century मारा, he got picked for the next series, but he was not next match, but he was never getting any wickets.
लेकिन
So like
लॉर्ड्स में
Jason Gillespie scoring a double
शेड्यूल
century and
करने से
getting
भी
dropped because
सेंचुरी नहीं
he.
बना. ये भी
So,
तो
but he
है.
was like, no, the way he bowled in that series, he was like hardly getting
I
any
remember.
wicket.
Yeah. No, but
Gavaskar ने भी नहीं मारा in Test cricket. He's also.
अब आप गुस्सा मत
Gavaskar
करो.
scored in only that for no, Gavaskar scored for MCC versus rest of the world. उसमें उसने सेंचुरी मारा है. So that is there on the.
लॉर्ड्स में तो सेंचुरी मारता है दिलीप वेंसारकर.
हाँ, एक नहीं तीन. पूरे घर के बदलता था.
अजहर ने
पूरा घर के सारे.
अजहर ने भी मारा है. अजहर ने मारा है, शास्त्री ने मारा है, गांगुली ने मारा है, द्रविड़ ने लास्ट में मारा, 2011 में मारा. द्रविड़ 95 करके फिर 20 साल बाद 15 साल बाद उसने मारा दोबारा.
मारा. हाँ. अच्छा तो
बट वेंसारकर का जो इन दैट सीमिंग कंडीशंस एंड कंडीशंस वो जो खेला था वो.
And he would have got one more. He was playing on 52 in 1990 का सीरीज था ना. He was batting on 52. He got out. That Graham Gooch वाला 300 वाला टेस्ट मैच.
333 सीरीज.
333. उसने
We
गूच
used
ने
to hear
उसमें
commentary on BBC at that time.
गूच ने उसमें सेकंड इनिंग्स में भी सेंचुरी मारा. साला गूच. चलो एनीवेज,
हाँ,
तो अभी आते हैं वुमेन्स
125.
प्रीमियर लीग पे आते हैं.
किरण मोरे ने कैच छोड़ दिया. किरण मोरे had dropped a catch when he was on 30 of संजीव शर्मा.
अरे सर जी हो गया, मतलब अब आगे बढ़ते हैं. ये नॉस्टैल्जिया बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे. मैं पिछले यार
संजीव शर्मा, अभिनव मुकुंद.
नहीं बट आई टेल यू वन थिंग, व्हाट्सएप पे मैं पिछले एक हफ्ते से पिंग करे जा रहा हूँ. तुम दोनों मतलब जहाँ पे जाके मतलब कहीं कहीं छुट्टी उट्टी मना के आते हो, वहां पे तो कोई रिस्पॉन्स नहीं है. अभी यहाँ पे मेरा पॉडकास्ट का मतलब मावेन कर रहे हो यार. ये सही है. चलो वो वुमेन्स प्रीमियर लीग पे आते हैं. अब भाई
मैंने कहा छुट्टी लिया यार, मैं तो घर पे ही था.
आप घर पे भी छुट्टी पे ही रहते हो यार, मतलब क्या ही बोलो. घर पे भी आप वो पीछे के पहाड़ वहाड़ का फोटो वोटो डालते ही रहते हो एज इफ यू वेंट फॉर सम ट्रेकिंग और समथिंग. अच्छा, ये वुमेन्स प्रीमियर लीग आरसीबी जीत गया है.
And
बोलो.
आरसीबी
I'm
जीत गया
very
भाई.
happy that an Indian captain won, because I no, to be honest, no, Meg Lanning versus Smriti Mandhana. I was watching it. I was trying to get patriotic and wanting an Indian to win against an Australian captain. I had become so like ऐसा मैंने support करा. Though there was like
पेट्रियोटिज्म कहाँ
Shefali
से आ
Verma
गया?
was playing brilliantly. मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ ना, because I didn't want Meg Lanning. Meg Lanning has won everything. She's won the World Cup. She's won and हर बार इंडिया को हराया है World Cup finals में, semi-finals में. So I wanted Smriti Mandhana to win. That was the main reason. The Indian captain. And
But do you
Meg Lanning has won everything. Nobody has won so much. Yeah.
नहीं, मैं ये कह रहा था कि
हाँ,
ठीक
बोल
है,
ना.
आरसीबी जीत गए हैं. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड आरसीबी विनिंग की क्या मतलब है? उस दिन जब जर्सी अनवील होने वाला था, भाई साहब विराट कोहली और फैफ डुप्लेसी तो मतलब स्मृति मंदाना के पैर पड़ने को भी तैयार थे कि माँ हमें भी बता दे कि इस साल कब नम दे, कैसे हम कैसे करें, तुम कुछ तो बताओ लाइफ में. क्योंकि
But
RCB
I was
had a very
expecting
average season this
Virat to
also.
be there physically present. पता नहीं, नहीं मुझे लगा Virat was going to be physically present there. He would of course come and watch the match, but he wasn't there. because probably he didn't want to be like वहां पर अगर आके हार जाते थे तो then so probably
I never
हाँ
So
expected.
so
Panotti,
probably
I
no
never
no I was
expected
no no
RCB to win.
no with Meg Lanning being the captain, but I think this
नहीं,
what
but
is
I'll
it
tell you,
the lady's name, uh, the
Ellis
Aussie
Perry.
girl who Ellis Perry.
Ellis Perry.
She's also like a very good player under pressure. So,
No, but I'll tell you
but
one
the
thing.
way
मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगा 15 runs, 13 balls, 7 wickets in hand. Mumbai Indians lost the match to RCB. Harmanpreet Kaur goes for on to
I
this
saw that.
young girl Shreyanka Patil, बच्ची है. उसने भाई साहब उसने दिल खोल के 3 मैचेस पे बॉल विकेट्स लिया. पहले आरसीबी को क्वालिफाई कराया, उसके बाद फिर सेमी वो जो एलिमिनेटर में जिताया, एंड देन फाइनल में वापस जिताया इस लड़की ने. भाई फ्लाइट करके डाला उसने, और उसने शी कॉट दैट बेट, और हरमनप्रीत गई और मैच चेंज हो गया. उसके बाद कोई बना ही नहीं पाया, वो रन ही नहीं बना पाया. दो दैट द अदर लेडी वाज देयर, वो बट शी इज नॉट नोन टू हिट सिक्सेस. वहीं खत्म हो गया मैच. सो आई एम सेइंग कि मतलब
Some Emily
मुंबई
Kerr,
इंडियंस
I think.
Emily Kerr. So Emily Kerr could not do it. So I think Smriti Mandana was very smart in her captaincy. There was some passion and aggression in the way she did it. And RCB, मतलब I'm happy for RCB कि finally कुछ तो जीता. उनके फैंस के लिए बहुत बड़ा बड़ा चीज है यार, RCB का विन तो बड़ी चीज है. So good. And I don't know, आप स्टेडियम देखो, फुल था.
Full
फुल
था.
था, मतलब मैं,
अरे
हाँ.
राजीव, आई वॉज वॉचिंग पीएसएल एट दैट टाइम. ठीक है,
हम्म.
पीएसएल के नॉकआउट गेम्स में ऑन अ
हाँ,
वीकेंड उनका फ्राइडे में 20% कैपेसिटी होता था, और
करेक्ट.
हमारे लेडीज का जो नॉर्मल राउंड है उसमें 50-60% था. फाइनल वाइनल्स में तो एकदम पैक्ड था ऑन द एलिमिनेटर्स
पैक था,
ऑल.
हाँ. हाँ.
एकदम. I have no doubt Smriti Mandana and all those, Jemima Rodriguez, they probably have bigger fan following and they have bigger stars than Babar Azam and all those. तो
Yeah,
पाकिस्तान
yeah,
में तो एकदम खाली
exactly.
था स्टेडियम फाइनल के एक दिन पहले तक.
only
But
actually
I
Jemima was more was expected out of her as a superstar coming up. I was looking at her as a captaincy material. The way she came up as a 16, 17-year-old, yeah, she was like AB de Villiers of the women's, because she was a hockey player. She chose cricket, and she had so much of talent. Yeah, she got dropped for a
she
World
did
Cup, and
well,
now she's coming back. She did well, but she's still not the great player we were like expecting her to become.
and that was Delhi's problem. Shefali and Jemima promised a lot. They did well in patches, but they did not do what their talent जो है उसको justify नहीं कर पाए. And that proves कि ना आपको seasons चाहिए, कि आप वो season पे आए, खेलें और अपने आप को justify करें. I think that's where it boiled down to. But anyways, I mean, I was very happy with WPL. मैं तो इसके बाद वाला WPL पक्का देखूंगा यार, जितना हो सके उतना देखूंगा. Not just the finals as such. मैंने बीच में भी एक दो, but it will be on Crickbuzz and all, just checking the scores and all. But I think it's really a good tournament यार, कोई doubt ही नहीं है. And yeah, and वो बाउंड्री लाइन भी पीछे आ चुके हैं, मतलब थिंक वुमेन क्रिकेट इज इट्स हैपनिंग. ऐसा नहीं, it's
See,
getting tough.
Women's Premier League is still more followed than say ISL in India, isn't it?
Yeah.
ISL has been
Yeah,
there for
yeah,
like seven,
possible,
8 years,
possible.
and ISL has not really taken off the way we had expected it to take off. No, like कुछ इतना fan following नहीं है. Even
True.
a football expert like Abhijit would say that it's not really taken off the way we had
It is not.
expected to. Isn't it? Initially, Abhishek
True,
Bachchan
true,
was
true.
there and Sachin was there, Ganguly, all of them were promoting it. है कि नहीं? अभी इतना कुछ उसमें like we don't really hear about India
नहीं है.
ISL that much. We don't have Zico coming in. We don't have Alessandro Del Piero coming in.
But
So
one thing I
that's
should tell you, I should tell you tonight, India will play Afghanistan in a football game in a World Cup qualifier. If India beat Afghanistan in this game and the next game, and Afghanistan is much lower ranked, India will be qualifying for FIFA World Cup the next level for the first time in their history.
Wow.
For the next level, it will still not be in the main draw. Most likely they will be out in the next level when they reach, but it will still be a big step for India. I think India beat higher ranked Kuwait in Kuwait a couple of months ago. That was a massive result. This Indian football team is improving, but ISL is nowhere near the popularity as it was expected.
But
even
I'll
the
tell you one
Mohan
thing.
Bagan East Bengal match in Salt Lake is more popular, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I think, see, it all depends
Rajiv.
on ground. जो अभी आपका जो जूनियर लेवल पे अगर वो इंटरेस्ट रहेगा ना, तो जाके मैचेस देखेंगे. आई सॉ द मैच इन दोहा बिटवीन सऊदी अरेबिया एंड साउथ कोरिया. मैंने वो, दैट्स द ओनली फुटबॉल मैच आई एवर वॉच्ड इन माय लाइफ, लाइव देखा है. एंड आई कैन टेल यू इट वाज एज बिग एन एक्सपीरियंस टू वॉच लाइक इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया और दैट काइंड ऑफ मैच. इट वाज, मतलब क्या
See,
मतलब माहौल ही इतना
fo-
सही था. It was really,
see, football is
it
a
was
sport you won't
electrifying.
get bored if you watch it, huh? See, football में
It
ऐसा
was,
sport है which is like 45 minutes, and I saw a match in Palzer Stadium in Gangtok a couple of weeks back, and the atmosphere was great. But thing
yeah,
again
sure.
is that what we are looking at is the, yeah. So only the football is a sport you wouldn't get bored. You can watch any two teams play. So even if you go to the backyard and watch football, you'll be able to watch it. But cricket, you might not be able to watch if two mediocre teams are playing, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
and that two people are defending and playing a big game. You would not really want to watch that kind of a match. But football, I say, like it's so fast that you won't get bored. Something or the other is happening all the time. So that's the
yeah,
basic difference.
yeah.
But the
It's
thing is,
also,
India is
it
not
also
really nowhere close to.
yeah, I think it also depended कि जब दोहा में, मतलब वो I saw it in educational city stadium. मतलब दो स्टेडियम्स और मतलब वो उसका तो लेवल ही अलग है. मतलब वो एक
वर्ल्ड क्लास है, वो
देखने
तो
का
वर्ल्ड कप के लिए
हाँ
बनाया था ना
वर्ल्ड क्लास.
स्टेडियम्स.
हाँ, या मतलब those are really great stadium. But anyways, I was saying कि WPL is a success. I hope it's more and more
Absolutely.
successful. It gives more players like this Shreyanka Patil coming in, Asha Shobna, who bowled that last over against Mumbai. लार्ज हार्ट, मतलब बड़ी चीज है भाई कि आके करती है. सो आई थिंक इट इज,
The
इट ऑगर्स वेल, वेल
Yeah,
फॉर.
last 7 years, the way women's foot cricket has grown, we've all seen, and it all
Massive.
started like, and that one innings of 171, Harmanpreet Kaur, I think that
या
was probably the turning point. If you see a huge
टर्निंग पॉइंट.
turning
Yeah,
point, huh?
turning point. True,
या
true, true.
या
And you just imagine how much of women's cricket were you following before that innings of 171.
या
It that one innings and the way India reached the finals, knocking off Australia and almost won the World Cup final, I think that changed everything. And since then, we've
या
been doing really well in women's cricket.
अच्छा,
सो
भास्कर
वो
एंड राजीव,
लास्ट, लास्ट क्वेश्चन, आई हैव वन क्वेश्चन.
a
चलिए आप
very
बोलिए फिर लास्ट.
Yeah.
what is the probability in another 5 years BCCI will come up with a concept of a Premier League with a mixed team, men and women cricketers mixed team, जैसा टेनिस में होता है ना, mixed doubles and all that.
Uh-huh.
मुझे नहीं लगता आएगा.
Cricket
I
because
think
it's
BCCI can do it.
no,
I think
cricket is
BCCI will do it.
no
वो
cricket is a
concept ही नया
physical
कर देगा
sport.
वो.
Concept आ सकता है, but it's since it's a physical sport, no, थोड़ा it
या
could be a bit difficult because say a Bumrah bowling to a Harmanpreet, I think it's a bit physically dangerous.
या
Okay, so that's
हाँ
where probably there could be tennis ball tournaments that might come up, tennis ball IPL or something like that, where
हाँ,
more and
वैसा
more people
वो,
start following
हाँ,
in.
वो तो अभी भी आ रहा है, सेलिब्रिटी क्लब वो सब आता ही रहता है, तो
No, 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 no,
साथ
no,
में.
a
अरबाज खान
proper
playing.
no, no,
नो,
proper official no, no, proper official softball cricket. Proper official softball cricket, international cricket. It's possible. It can happen
मैं नहीं
because
देखूंगा,
there's
तो
so.
मुझे तो माफ करो भाई. मैं ये सब, आई एम अ ट्रेडिशनलिस्ट, आई कांट, आई मेरे 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 साथ की है ही नहीं है.
क्या फिर तो
अच्छा
नहीं नहीं
लास्ट.
अभी देख रहा है ना T20 देख रहा है ना मतलब you started
but we
following
cannot but we cannot rule out BCCI coming up with innovations.
ODI cricket भी देख रहा है ना of course test cricket
आएंगे
is the
इनोवेशन पे,
ultimate but
आएंगे इनोवेशन पे आएंगे. वी हैव ओनली 2 minutes टू गो. लास्ट क्वेश्चन, डू यू थिंक नाउ इट्स द राइट one to take for Smriti Mandana to take over the captaincy of India from Harmanpreet?
yeah I think so.
Bhaskar.
Actually I was about to say that probably it could be a time to take over because Harmanpreet has led in a few World Cups. I mean, if you keep losing World Cups knockout games, you tend to get a bit jaded. The wounds really tend to linger. I think so. We need a fresh captain. It's very rarely that a person who has lost many finals or many semi-finals then goes on to win a World Cup. The only person I really remember who has lost knockout games and then won a World Cup probably is Imran Khan in men's cricket. But for that, I don't remember too many captains who lost a few World Cups and then went on to win a World Cup. So I think the time has come. Probably, if you are looking at the big ICC tournaments, I think it could be the right time to give it to Smriti Mandhana instead of waiting for her to win five WPLs and then giving it to her. You give
चलिए
it right
लास्ट
away.
30 seconds आपका अभिजीत,
The
close
other thing,
please.
yeah, the other thing with Harmanpreet is that the history is that India have lost finals from winning position, and in many cases it has been Harmanpreet's dismissal which has been the turning point.
Correct.
expecting including the semi-final the other. I mean, the WPL final qualifier the other day. I mean, it was her wicket. She had no business hitting that shot. It was an
Yeah.
easy stroll win upcoming, and it is very disappointing that somebody who's the captain, who you expect to take it to the final, take it to the last ball, is actually throwing away her wicket in such a bad way, and then the team collapses. So definitely, I'll also prefer a Smriti and her $1
Really
million
good.
smile.
Yeah, so I'm also going. I think Smriti should take over the captaincy. Chaliye, thank you for this episode. We are meeting in episode 2 in the next 5 to 7 minutes. Pani wani pijiye, bathroom jana to jaake aiye.
Okay.
So we'll meet soon. Right.
Okay.
Thank you. We'll meet
Okay.
in a
Bye.
couple of minutes.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.